Hey everyone, RogueGold here, welcome back to the Division 2, and today, we've got some interesting things to talk about. So, a recent survey went out to some of the Division 2's community. It is primarily talking about Year 6 Season 2, this latest season and update that we got to the game. Now, this is pretty standard practice, right? I got one of these for Year 6 Season 1 and Year 5 Season 3 before it. In general, the devs just send these out to collect some feedback, right? Ask people some questions. However, this survey in particular included some interesting additional questions and details, and I want to talk about them in this video. Now, normally, and I will stress this again as we get into this, surveys are not a guarantee of things to come to the game, right? And I want to make very clear right now, this video is not saying that what we are about to discuss is guaranteed to be in the works or will come to the Division 2. However, given the specificity of some of these things and given a comment that we got in the recent developer stream from the other week, it does offer some validity that what they're proposing in this survey could actually become a reality. So I'm quite excited to get into this. Let's do it. Alright, so as stated, a recent survey was distributed to some of the Division 2's community via email. If you're thinking, I haven't seen one of those, be sure to check your promotional and spam folders. Sometimes those things go there, but not everyone always gets one of these, so don't feel too left out if you didn't. But if you did, they are good to fill out so that the devs get this honest feedback. So this is the blurb that you will see if you do get one of these emails. You can of course then click to begin the survey. Now I would say 80 to 90% of the questions in here are just questions and feedback on Year 6 Season 2 and Seasons 2.0. Them asking what your thoughts are on the recent changes and additions, asking if there are things that you think should be changed moving forward. And that's all good and well. However, they had a few questions gauging interests for specific future ideas relating to cosmetics and content. The big one though is the one talking about cosmetics, and that is one I want to primarily look at. Now, like I said, I want to stress again, just because these things are listed out in a survey does not mean that the devs are working on them or that they are guaranteed things that we will see down the line. I mean, hell, I remember a PvP related survey way back in the day asking if a limited time 2v2 mode would be something I would want to see, and we all know PvP support dropped off the face of the earth after TU6. But conversely, there was a survey asking about interest on seeing the Division franchise on mobile devices, and that happened, I don't know, well over a year before the Division Resurgence's announcement back in 2021. So all of that is to say, in general, it is worthwhile to monitor surveys, keep an eye out on what the devs bring up, what they're asking about, but again, just do not take them as confirmation of things. So, here is the big cosmetic question that was asked in this survey. It states, among the following, which type of content would you like to see available in the store / be able to buy in the future? And the options are more storage capacity, time savers, meaning XP boosts, character poses, which would be visible in inspect screens and menus, skills VFX, like new visual effects for turret fire or your Seeker Mine explosions, overall VFX and reactive elements for cosmetics, the example they gave being the more you're shooting at a target, the more effects there is, more customization options for my character, like faces, hairstyles, etc., exotic gear skins, new appearances for existing exotic gear pieces, titles visible on character inspect and other social menus, and exotic weapon skins, new appearances for existing exotic weapons. Okay, so before we really analyze this and the potential for seeing some of these things in-game, one big reason I wanted to make this video is simply because of how cool I think it is to see some of these propositions in the context of the Division. I come from an MMO background and I've wanted to see something like titles in this franchise for years. If you don't know, that's normally like you would complete some kind of rare achievement, you could then put a title on your character, so instead of it just being your username or your handle, it would be like RogueGold, Baron of the Dark Zone, or something like that, right? Similarly, we were just discussing reactive skins on my most recent stream the other day. And so, in my opinion, some of these are very cool ideas and things that I would love to see. I'm sure a lot of the community would like to as well. But again, just because they're talking about these things does not mean that it is guaranteed they will happen. However, we do have a few pieces of evidence to suggest that they might. I want you to take a look at this clip from the most recent developer stream that they held the other week on Thanksgiving. This is from the Q&A section. Take a look.
Any chance you got skins for skills in the works? It's not something I heard about. Why you were looking at me like that? Is it something that we plan?
Something we're looking at, yes.
See?
I was like, is she joking or not?
No, I honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing about this.
You hear it first. Yes, we have some that exist that are old from launch, I think, from pre-order or something, I don't remember, or some edition. That we're looking at making new ones.
So, you heard Yannick right there. They are actively looking into and likely working on new skill VFX skins, and that is an item that is on this survey's list. Additionally, I just did a recent video discussing the new character expression update that is coming in Year 6 Season 3, the next update for the game. I'll link it in the upper corner and down in the description in case you want to check it out. But something like character poses, which again is also on the survey's list, is teased in there to a degree, saying that they want to add additional expression to existing menus. In an even farther out callback, I remember like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, Morten Ryberg, who was the previous product director on the project, was teasing or at least talking about the idea for skins for existing exotic weapons and gear on social media. So yes, while these things are only in a survey for now, the groundwork for many of these has been being laid for quite a while. And as I said, I would love to see some of these things make their way into the game. Now, a few things on that. The question in the survey specifically asks which of these things you would like to see purchasable in the store. And look, if they want to have some things like skill VFX, character poses, or exotic skins in there, go for it, that's their right. However, I do strongly believe that not all of them should be, right? If they're going to add new customization options to the game, there needs to be some of those that are earnable in-game as well. And especially things like character titles, if they were to bring those in, those are meant to display dedication and achievement, right? They're really not the kind of thing that you should let people buy in the store, in my personal opinion. And then lastly, the first two things that they put on that list are storage capacity and time savers. For me, that's a hard no. I, of course, did not check those boxes in the survey. I hope you all would not either if you're taking this yourself. Personally, I hope we never see something like time savers in the Division 2 and the Division 3 beyond that. And additional storage capacity, should they find the way to be able to do that technically, that should be added for free. It should not be something that you lock behind a paywall. Alright, so that is most of the big stuff to hit on cosmetic-wise, but I also wanted to quickly show this question. It's definitely not as revolutionary, less revealing than the last one, right? It just asks what you think would make the Division 2 better in the future. That includes them saying stuff like new map areas, new incursions or raids, new PvE or PvP game modes, additional story elements, specializations, new weapons and gear, all of that. Now, the only reason I wanted to bring this up is because we've had some weird communication on stuff like incursions and raids specifically recently. There was that thing where the devs seemingly went out of their way in a Q&A to be like, we're not doing any more incursions or raids in the future. So seeing those listed in here, certainly I would say that suggests that they're still on the table. And again, that's not a huge shock to me personally. More than anything, I think it's just good to see that they're still considering all options moving forward, right? What they want to do for the game in Year 7 and hopefully beyond. You get to pick 4 things here. I personally chose new map areas, new incursions, new PvP modes, and new specializations. But I would be very curious to hear what your 4 picks would be, whether or not you got this survey or you're just seeing this question here in the video. Definitely leave that one down below. But that is all I have for today's video, folks. Admittedly, I made this one partly due to personal interest, but I also figured that many of you would want to hear about some of these things that they're talking about. So I turn the mic over to you. What do you think about some of these survey questions? Which items in that list sound most interesting to you? I know for me, I would love to see stuff like character titles and reactive skins. And I'll say again, if you were one of the people who got one of these surveys in your email, fill it out. Even if you feel like most of the stuff you have to say is negative, that is still valuable feedback that the devs can use. So yeah, what's the harm? I very much hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did and you want to see more stuff like it in the future, then I hope you will consider clicking that subscribe button if you're not already a part of our family here. There's plenty more like this one coming your way soon. That's going to do it for me today, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.